Long time no see, everybody. Sorry about being away for, I think, over a week at this point. I know I promised I wouldn't do that again. I know I promised I'd have some videos in reserve. I have no excuses. Please forgive me. The last week or two, at least the last week and a half, has been pretty insane. I worked my last week at Circle K. I am no longer a clerk. Thank fuck. I got a new job. That last week was a 7-day week again. Those last 2 nights I worked were 10.5-hour shift graveyard shifts. I also finished a new screenplay, which I'll be talking about when we get there. I submitted to a Nickel Fellowship. It's been busy. I got hired at a new place. I've just been a little bit kind of all over the map and drained. So sorry for all that. I'm back. I said I would be back. I do intend to see this series through to the end, and I'll do my best in the future to, you know, not fuck up and be away for so long. I have a new job now, which is great. I'm working at a meadery. Gonna be making some mead and selling mead to some folks. I might even get to use my my filmmaking skills. We'll see. So I'm in a much happier place. You might be seeing a little bit less, you know, cynicism and anger when I record these videos. There shouldn't be as much. I just got home from work and I'm fucking exhausted, and Kevin Smith is awesome and I hate everything. Those videos should be done. The other thing about the new job is that it's way less intensive in terms of no more 7-day weeks, no more graveyard shifts, you know, probably no more 10-hour shifts as well. So I'll have more time to, you know, devote myself to you guys. I've got some other video series I'm returning to. I've got some new video series in the works. So apologies for being gone so long, and never mind all that, you don't give a shit anyway. Let's talk about Kevin Smith, shall we? So last time I talked about Clerks II, and I said I had one more Clerks II related thing to talk about, and that would be this again. Tales from the Clerks, including the exclusive story, Where's the Beef? So, Where's the Beef is the story that connects Clerks to Clerks II, sorta. It's a little mini prequel story. The opening scene of Where's the Beef, which is written by Kevin Smith, art by Jim Mahfood, who did the other Clerks comic book, colors and lettering by Justin Stewart. The opening scene of the Where's the Beef comic book is literally the opening of the movie. It's Dante and Randal hanging out in front of the convenience store by the fire trucks. Turn the page, there's the burnt out QuickSTOP. So, what happens right after that? Well, they leave, obviously they're not going to work there anymore, and they decide to go get lunch at the Mooby's down the road. While they're there, which is a very slow, you know, not a very crowded store, while they're there, Dante immediately goes to talk to the manager and ask for an application. And Randall's like, what the fuck are you doing? We just lost other jobs. Like, why are we getting a new job together? And Dante's like, we don't have to do anything together. I need to get a job. You can do whatever you want, man. Take this as an opportunity to get away from our friendship. Fucking Randall, go do a thing. Obviously, that's not what happened. So, if you thought Clerks II was a little bit too emotional, a little bit too heavy-handed with the friendship themes, A, you're wrong. That movie's beautiful, but, you know, whatever. If you thought so, if you missed just kind of the back-and-forth silliness of Clerks, if you missed kind of the vulgarity and the pop culture references, check out Where's the Beef. It's a story, like I said, takes place a year before the movie does, and it's all in color. The art is gorgeous. All of your favorite characters in the movie show up. It's got Dante and Randal, obviously. It's got Becky and Jennifer Swalbach's character. What's his fucking wife's name? His fiance, Emma. Emma shows up. He meets her. Dante meets Emma at his first day in the drive-thru. Becky obviously is there as his boss. Let me see if she has a good panel in here somewhere. Good introductory panel. Well, there you go. Check her out in the glasses there. And Elias is in here somewhere as well. So all the characters show up. The art is really fun and cartoony. There's a fantastic panel. Yeah, that's my favorite thing. When Dante says, you know, I'm gonna apply here, Randall says it jokingly, like, yeah, go ahead, why don't you fucking apply, you little douchebag. And Dante's like, you know, I think I will. And they draw Randall as this cartoonish little monkey freaking out. I love this comic book. It's exceptionally fun. The artwork is very splashy, very vibrant. It's really filthy. Randall tells a great blowjob story, which I think is based on a true story. It's got a bunch of Batman references in it. It's got a Star Wars conversation. It takes them all the way through their first day being trained at the movies, where Randall ruins a little kid's childhood by telling him the story of how Mooby the cow, you know, the mascot of the restaurant, is, you know, raised from birth in filth, taken from its mother, you know, hit in the head with a fucking hammer, grind it up into paste. You know, here you go, Mega Movie Muffin. It's a really fun story. It's the end of the Clerks II saga for this video series, I think. Seems like Clerks II is the movie that keeps on giving, because it was such an important thing in Kevin's life. Huge movie for me, which is a nice enough segue into the Dear Kevin for today, I suppose. Dear Kevin Smith, thank you so much for Clerks II. I'd become a huge fan of yours in the year or two leading up to Clerks II's release. I'd seen Jersey Girl in theaters, I liked it, I'd become a filmmaker, I'd become a screenwriter in the meantime, and when you announced you were going back for Clerks II, I was very excited. And in particular, I like the Clerks II comic book because it deals a little bit more with the day-to-day drudgery of working at a not a convenience store, at a fast food restaurant. The movie, they don't really work very much in the movie, just like in Clerks. But the thing I forgot to mention last time, Mr. Kevin Smith, in the Clerks II video is, I was working at McDonald's when this movie came out. I didn't know that Clerks II was going to take place in a restaurant. I just got a job at McDonald's. That's what you do when you're white and 16 and you live in Canyon Lake. But yeah, I was working at a fast food restaurant when this movie happened. So it was exceptionally relatable in many ways. A friend of mine, we're going through a similar parting of ways when I saw this movie. And I really love the comic book because it's got all the foreshadowing to what the movie's going to be. There are little hints of, the separation anxiety that Randal and Dante are going to go through. And it does just show, like, what a monotonous, stupid, gross job working in a convenience store, or rather working at a fast food joint is. So, thank you for telling stories that I relate to so heavily. Now I'm working in a meadery, so I expect Clerks III to be about how Dante and Randal start their own, liquor company and start selling booze. Because that seems to be what happens, is you make movies and then I end up living them out. Thank you as always, sir. Thank you for the comic book. It's very, very truthful. It helped me get through those times when I was working in a fast food restaurant. I loved showing that comic to my friends back in the day and making them giggle. And these are people who never read comic books at all, let alone weird alternative comics that don't even have explosions of superheroes in them. So, thank you so much for that, sir, and sorry I've been away for a week. I have no idea if you're watching. Congrats, by the way, for getting the movie finished. I just saw you submitted it to the MPAA and you have to go fight for a better rating, but you'll do it. You've done it 3 times in the past. So, you're coming to Austin soon and I can't go. It's too expensive. But anyway, I'm back, Mr. Kevin Smith, sir, and I wanted to say thank you for making the Clerks II film and the Clerks II comic book, Where's the Beef, because it's such a cool little insight into those characters' lives. One more little piece of the saga of Dante and Randal and how they got to where they end up. So thank you for that, sincerely, George. Alright guys, I'm back. Next time I'll be talking about the next Kevin Smith thing. Where are my notes? Sorry. It's getting to the point where there is so much Kevin Smith stuff. He starts kind of amping his career up here with bit parts in movies and cameos, and I already missed some comic books. He was doing the Daredevil comic books before Clerks II and Jersey Girl, so I have to go back and kind of backtrack a little bit. But next time I'll be talking about Catch and Release. A little movie, which I have on the shelf over there somewhere. A little movie directed by Susanna Grant, starring Jennifer Garner and Timothy Oliphant. And Kevin Smith's in it in a supporting role. So I'll be talking about that next time. Sorry for the delay, I'm back. And I'll be talking more about my screenplays and shit as well. So hope you still like the series. Hope you forgive me for being gone so long. If you don't like it, give me a negative comment in the comments. Tell me to go fuck myself, whatever you want to do. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out the description to see my links and my Twitters. Follow me, friend me, whatever. Thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with Catch and Release. Thanks for watching.